Coverage of today's weather continuing now in Volusia County, where a tree fell on top of a car this morning, actually pinned the woman who was driving the car inside of it. Local 6 reporter Nicole Pisecki joining us live now in Deland there with the latest. Nicole, could you imagine?
It's a really incredible story, Laura. It definitely could have turned out much worse. Take a look. The woman was actually sitting in that white car right behind me in the passenger's seat, where you can see is completely crushed right now, when a massive tree came crashing down on top of her, trapping her inside. She told me she moved her body sideways and ducked down to avoid from being crushed. Now, this all happened this morning around 9:30. The woman was with her husband on her way to the doctor's appointment. Her husband had just backed that car up and was moving his truck. The green truck you see here, that's when they heard a crash, and he turned around and says he couldn't see his car or his wife inside.
I heard it, the storm has just started, and he always pulls his truck up there, but I could hear the crack of the tree, and nothing I could do. I just was sitting there, and it just come down on me. I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of the car fast enough. It makes me sick.
Now, that husband ran over to pull his wife out. The 50-year-old woman walked away with just a few scratches from the glass breaking. Now, back out here live, you can see there are some power wires that are down in this area. Nobody has power on this block. They're laying all over the road from this massive tree that fell, taken down by the tree. Now, the couple says that this tree here that you can see is all cut up. It was about the size of the tree right across the street here, a 50 to 60 foot tree. Obviously, this afternoon, they are just thankful to be alive. Reporting live in Deland, Nicole Pisecki, Local 6.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
The storm knocked a tree into a woman's car in Volusia County while she was inside the vehicle. Channel 9's Blaine Tollison continues our live team coverage with a look at the damage from North Pine Street in Deland. And Blaine, a close call for this woman.
Bianca, this woman told us she was really inches from life or death. Here's a piece of the tree I pulled off minutes ago, and you can kind of see how rotten it is. The pieces are just falling off of it. Here's the actual tree. It's about 3 feet in diameter, and there are pieces of it spread all around the yard. It fell on this car that is now pulled under the carport, and here's some up-close video of the damage to this car. You can see the roof and the window is smashed. The woman inside said she and her husband were on their way to a doctor's appointment after 8:30 this morning. Her husband got out of the car to move their truck, and that's when the tree fell. He turned around thinking the worst, but amazingly, his wife was moving and was able to get out of the car on her own.
I just turned my back like this, and luckily it limb didn't fall on my head, but everything's okay so far.
It was a bad day and a very good day. You know, bad day for the house, but a really good day for us.
The woman, she did have to go to the hospital. She had some minor bruises, but she is now back at home. This tree also knocked down some power lines, but the power is now off to those lines, and we understand that the power company is dealing with that as we speak. But for now, we're live in Deland in Volusia County. Blaine Tollison, Channel 9 Eyewitness.
Severe weather blew through central Florida today, not as powerful or as damaging as last week, but there were still some problems. Among them, a tree that fell on a woman sitting in her car. West 2's Claire Metz has a story from Volusia County.
This storm was fast, but it still packed a punch, knocking down power lines, bringing down trees. One big oak came down especially hard.
Just look at the damage to this Dodge sedan on North Pine Street in Deland. Workers removed the big tree that slammed down on top of it as the storm blew through. But listen to this. A woman was inside the car at the time. Harry Smith thought it was an earthquake and rushed outside.
Came out and saw that the tree had fallen down on Maryland while she was backing out of her driveway to go to work. And her husband pulled her out.
We understand she was treated at the hospital for minor injuries, thank goodness. But what a close call. And neighbor Smith says the area is shrouded by those big water oaks.
Yeah, actually all the trees in this area are. Like even in my backyard over there, you can see they're 70, 80 feet up in the air. They're just waiting to fall.
Fall they did last Wednesday when a powerful storm hit, and almost in the same area, a huge tree split a home in two. Others damaged roofs, and because of it, left a trail of water damage. Residents say this should be our mantra.
Mother Nature. Keep your insurance premiums paid up in Florida.
If you see something like this in your neighborhood, don't go near it, just call authorities. A lot of power lines today entangled in shrubs and trees. In Volusia County, Claire Metz, WESH 2 News.
Strong winds ripped a roof partway off a house.
Well, it certainly wasn't a very good day outside. Storms moved across central Florida.
Yeah, they weren't as powerful as last week when we all got slammed, but tonight some people are still dealing with the damage. One woman got trapped when a giant tree fell on top of her car in Deland. Her husband eventually pulled her out, but power lines were scattered all over the road. Pretty dangerous stuff. Nicole Pasecki is live in that neighborhood tonight. Nicole, that woman was in a really dangerous spot last night and today, right?
That's right, Carter. Extremely dangerous position she was in, and she didn't even know it. This is the massive tree that was blown over, and you can see why it was blown over. It's over 80 years old, and the inside is all rotted out. Now, this fell over on top of that white car over there, crushing the passenger side roof in. That's where that woman just happened to be sitting.
I didn't want to really look at it, but yeah, because it makes me, ill. Makes me sick.
Shattered glass and tree branches are now scattered throughout this couple's car. But this morning, 50-year-old Marilyn Wildman was sitting in the passenger seat getting ready to head to the doctor when strong winds and rain started to pick up.
I could hear the crack of the tree, and nothing I could do. I just was sitting there, and it just come down on me. I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of the car fast enough.
The tree crushed the windshield and roof where Marilyn was sitting, pinning her in her seat.
I just turned my back like this, and luckily limb didn't fall on my head.
Her husband Dean had just moved his truck out of the way and was about to get back into the driver's seat when all of a sudden.
And I looked behind me, and there it was, and I couldn't see the car. And at that point, I was in like total shock.
That's when the woman's husband rushed over to help her. He opened the driver's side door, reached in, and pulled her to safety.
From the glass. When my husband pulled me out, I got cut on the glass and that.
Walking away from Mother Nature's destruction with just a few scratches, tonight this couple says someone was watching over them.
It was a bad day and a very good day. My wife's okay. Powers that be were smiling. They were looking upon us.
Now, when this tree fell, it brought down all these wires you see here on the ground, so people on this street still do not have power tonight until crews come out here to clean this mess up. Reporting live in Deland, Nicole Pasecki, Local 6.
Nicole, I'm looking at that car and I'm thinking there's no way anybody's getting out of this thing alive. Is this lady, she's okay tonight, and she only had a few scratches, is that right?
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. Just a few scratches from the glass, like she said in that interview. She did also tell me, though, that her back was strained from the pressure that the tree was putting on her while she was pinned inside her car. But tonight she says she feels